President Trump's upcoming address at the United Nations has sparked intense debate, raising questions about his foreign policy priorities and the future of global diplomacy. This week's events in New York City are a microcosm of the tensions shaping the world today, ranging from the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war to the chaos in Gaza and the contentious issue of Palestinian statehood. But here's where it gets controversial. Will Trump's speech focus on restoring American influence, or will it become another flashpoint in a already volatile geopolitical landscape? Let's dive into what's at stake. The president is set to speak at the United Nations General Assembly at 9:50 a.m. on Tuesday, a moment that has drawn attention not just for its timing, but for the stark contrast between his rhetoric and the realities on the ground. Amid Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a conflict he has long claimed he could resolve in a day, and the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza, which he has called a disaster, Trump plans to highlight his administration's achievements, including ceasefire deals brokered with nations like Iran and others. Yet his focus on the good and the bad of the world may face scrutiny, especially as the U.S. continues to withdraw from key UN institutions like the World Health Organization and Human Rights Council, citing disagreements over their handling of Israel and global governance. Meanwhile, the UN sessions are also a battleground for political maneuvering. Several U.S. allies, including the U.K., Canada, and France, have announced plans to formally recognize a Palestinian state, a move the U.S. and Israel have condemned as a distraction from the urgent need to end the Gaza conflict. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has called this effort irrelevant as long as the war continues, arguing that it delays progress toward a lasting peace. But others, like French President Emmanuel Macron, argue that recognition is a necessary step to weaken Hamas and push for a two-state solution. This divide underscores a deeper tension. Is the international community working to end the conflict, or is it being sidetracked by political posturing? Adding to the complexity, Trump's speech comes as the U.S. grapples with a security threat. The Secret Service recently disrupted a massive telecom network in New York, capable of launching cyber attacks that could have paralyzed the city's communication systems during the UN meetings. This incident highlights the growing risks of digital warfare and the need for robust cybersecurity measures in global diplomacy. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is also navigating a delicate balance. While it restricts Iranian delegates' access to luxury goods in New York, the country's leader is expected to attend the UN session, a symbol of the U.S.'s strained relationship with Tehran. As the UN General Assembly convenes, the stakes are higher than ever. The body, which includes all UN member states, will debate themes like better together, 80 years and more for peace, development, and human rights. But for many, the real question is whether Trump's presence will bring clarity or further division. With the U.S. now lacking a confirmed UN ambassador since the start of his second term, the incoming envoy Mike Waltz faces an uphill battle to assert American influence in a world increasingly wary of U.S. leadership. And as the Israel-Hamas war rages on, the world watches closely to see if Trump's words will translate into action, or if the promises of a better world will remain empty slogans. So what does this all mean for the future? Will Trump's speech mark a turning point in global diplomacy, or will it deepen the fractures that have defined the last year? As the world gathers in New York, one thing is clear. The UN is no longer just a forum for dialogue. It's a stage for power plays, ideological clashes, and the fight to shape the next chapter of international relations. What will you think when the curtain rises?